Hi students, so now we will be solving this particular problem. Okay, so yesterday, like in the last video, we had come across the formula that integration of f of x whole to the power n into f dash of x, which is equal to nothing but f of x, right, to the power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 plus c, right? So this is the formula that we had come across in our last video, and based on this particular formula we solved of about 4 problems. Okay, and now we will be solving another 4 problems based on this formula. Okay, so see this, here it is 6x square plus 1 divided by 4, integration of 6x square plus 1 divided by 4x cube plus 2x minus 5 whole cube dx. Okay, so as we can see that this is again in that particular format, fx to the power n format. Okay, and when we how will we understand that this particular problem is in this format? Now just first hint is that there is this power, right? There is this power. Okay, and second hint is power means n is there, right? To the power n is there. This is the first hint, and the second hint is that when you differentiate this, okay, you roughly get this particular component, roughly, not completely. I'll show you how. Now let us proceed first. Okay, so what should we do first is that if now, as you can understand, fx function is fx cube plus 2x minus 5 here, right? And why is it? I told about it yesterday, like in the last video I told you that whenever you see that an expression has a particular power, okay, you have to assume at the same time that this particular expression is nothing but f of x. Now f of x is 4x cube plus 2x minus 5 here. Okay, so if f of x is 4x cube plus 2x minus 5, tell me what will be f dash x? Nothing but 12x plus 2, right? Now you remember I told you that when we differentiate this particular denominator, we roughly get the numerator, roughly. And why did I use the word roughly? Because as you can see, the f dash x of this function is twice of the function that is given here. So we have to do some very simple mathematical manipulation here, because our major purpose here is to bring this particular expression in this particular format so that we can use the formula. Okay, so let us first try to bring it in this format. Now here we can write this as 4x cube plus 2x minus 5 whole of minus 3 and 6x square plus 1 into dx, right? Now unfortunately, if you see, then this particular thing is not in this format. Why? Because here we have fx function, as you can see, but unfortunately the f dash x of this function is not 6x square plus 1, but it is 12 square x plus 2, sorry, 12x plus 2, right? I have done a mistake here. This should be 12x square plus 2. Okay, so because 3 will come down, and as you know this formula, nx to the power n minus 1. Okay, so based on that 3 will come down, so 3 into 4 is 12x square. Okay, so now this is a concept of differentiation. As I told you, in integration you will be encountering concepts of differentiation, log, trigonometry, some very basic formulas. Okay, And in case you find problem in all of these things, okay, I'll explain all of these things to you in separate videos, so you don't need to worry about that. Now let's focus on this problem. Okay, the differentiation of, just remember this, that the differentiation of x to the power n is written as nx to the power n minus 1. All right, now let's proceed forward. So this particular thing is not in this format. I told you that fx here is okay, but f dash x is not. This should be 12x squared plus 2, right? So what we have to do here, we simply have to multiply by 2, right? Multiply by 2 in numerator, multiply by 2 in denominator, so that in the next step we get half on the outside, and then we get this particular thing, and then it is 12x squared plus 2 dx, because we multiplied this 2, and now you can see that this particular thing is matching this formula, right? Now integration of fx to the power n into f dash x is equal to, we have reached to that particular format, and now we will simply use this formula, which is nothing but what? Fx to the power n plus 1, right? Half will be as it is outside, and we will have 4x cube plus 2x minus 5, all right, to the power minus 2 divided by n plus 1 again, which is minus 2 plus c. Now in case you would want this problem to look a bit neat, now in that case you can take the 2 minus outside, and then take this thing in the denominator so that it looks a bit neat, all right, and this will become square, okay, and this will be c. So minus 1 by 4, and in the denominator we have 1 by 4 x cube plus 2x minus 5 whole square plus c. Okay, just putting formula after getting the particular format. We will do one more problem based on this particular form, and then we will take 2 trigonometric forms, okay, to make this completely clear to you. I want you to be able to solve all the questions of this particular format, all right, and that too correctly. So now we will be solving this problem. Very easy it is, same format, same thing. Just in case you want a bit more clarity, this is the problem, okay? Now how will we approach? Similar way, the formula is the same. It is nothing but f of x to the power n, integration of fx to the power n f dash x, and then we will write it as f of x, all right, to the power n plus 1, and then we will simply divide it by n plus 1 plus c, the formula that we have been dealing with so far, okay? There should be no confusion based on this. Now what we do, first we figure out that what is the fx here. Now you can see in this problem, this particular denominator will be having the power of 1 by 3, right? Because cube root of something means the power is 1 by 3. So essentially we will be considering this part in the denominator as our fx. So our fx here will be nothing but 2x square minus 3x plus 7. And interestingly, when we just differentiate this particular expression, what we get is nothing but 4x minus 3. Okay, so in here, since we are getting it directly, so it is even more easy. We don't have to do any form of mathematical manipulation here, as we are getting the expression quite directly, right? So let's see, this will be minus 1 by 3, and we are getting 4x minus 3 here directly. So there is no need of any mathematical manipulation, because it is already in this particular form, that is fx to the power n, and this is exactly the differentiation, right, of this particular part. Okay, so we don't need to do any mathematical manipulation. Now just we will directly apply this formula, which is nothing but 2x square minus 3x plus 7 to the power minus 1 by 3 plus 1 is nothing but 2 by 3, and in the denominator we will get a 2 by 3, and then we will have a plus c. And then finally what we will get? Finally we will just be writing this as 3 by 2. Okay, and we will have 2x square minus 3x plus 7, 2 by 3 plus c. This is the final answer of this question. So we have solved a lot of questions based on this particular formula. Okay, and we have based on these algebraic sort of expressions, we have solved a lot of problems. Now based on this particular formula, we will just be solving 2 more problems based on trigonometry. So after that we will be moving on to our next formula. Okay, so now let's start.